All right, guys. So you were taking it from the top. I mean, of course, I was making a lot, music a long time before this, but here, I mean, is bass down low here too? Man, yeah. Okay, can't find that one, but
This
you
is
can find.
insane, bro.
Yeah,
We're
this is so
opening up
cool.
legendary songs,
Yeah,
bro.
right here it says it can't be found. It's around here somewhere. Like a G6.reason file. So again, this beat is going to be pretty simple, and then I took it into Acid to do the arrangement. So when you hear it in here, it's just. Yeah, let me make sure. God, it's so long since I've been in here. I'm going to external headphones, right?
Yep.
And oh my God, so basic, dude. It's amazing. Look how many tracks.
Dude.
5 tracks? What is that?
It's 4 tracks, yeah. Here come the hats.
What?
All Vengeance, I think all the drums here. And this was my hi-hat pattern, bro. This I did on everything. Yeah.
Groovy as fuck, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And you got that good Reason mastering, I will say. Do you hear how much the master opens up at when the 808 comes out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane how much it's slamming it. And I was just like, all right, let it do its thing. I never fucked with the master. Maybe a little bit. Here's the default mastering suite. Maybe, but just, I didn't know shit about shit,
Nobody talks about the Reason master. Everybody talks about the FL Studios master.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
well, FL is kind of known for a clip. Guys just run it into the master over and get the clipping, and they like the clipping.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was curious too. So this song, this beat.
Yeah.
Is it a minute long or and then you took those pieces and then finalized it, but there's nothing else going on inside the full track, right? Because I just saw how long is this entire
Exactly.
session?
This is 16 bars only, and what I probably did is I bounced out the bass, bounced out the clap, bounced out the kick, bounced out the hi-hats, and then I took it into Acid and I would arrange
Right.
Off of just these guys. And then at a certain point, you could do vocals in Reason, and audio and everything else. At this time, I think you didn't even have audio. You'd have to put it in a sampler. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
So because we were talking about this earlier in the podcast, the difference between making a pop song
Yeah.
and then making an EDM song is having the ability to be this is done, or this is I'm not going to add more to this. I'm going to leave space for the vocals.
Right.
And to me, obviously, it's easier for the newer producer to do that because they just don't know, right? But a good producer's gonna always want to add stuff, right? So at what point? And I think that there's a skill in being able to know that you made 16 bars and you're like, that's the entire song. How does that how does your mind be able to make that decision of okay, that's enough, and then now let me bring it to the vocalist?
I mean, probably this session for Like a G6 was very quick. We got the guys in there, the Far East Movement guys, and I wanted to make us something to get started real quick. So I thought, here's an intro, here's our chorus or, heaviest section, development on the heaviest section, and then verse. And I was like, look, I mean, maybe in Acid, if we had that Acid file, some more sweeps and all kinds of shit got added. But this was these are the ingredients, especially in a pop song, verse, chorus, pre. It's kind of all there. Now when you think about pop songs, you got guys like Ian Kirkpatrick and everything, a lot more to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it than just it.
Tons
but
of
at that
layering.
time and with that kind of music happening, this is all it totook, I guess.
Well, I mean that that is the art form in it though, is
Yeah.
being able to realize okay, this is enough. This is it's the meat and potatoes of the song.
Yes.
This is everything it really needs.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely enough to get the singers, or in this case, the rappers going,
Yeah.
because when you're a producer, half of your job is keeping up the momentum.
Right.
You need to produce, get a vibe going, but then quickly move on to the songwriting process. And you don't want to get bogged down too much in the detail. That you want to keep the momentum up. You want to get them writing. You want to get them creative, and for the song to start manifesting.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah.
Hey everyone, we are super excited to let you guys know that we finally have launched our YouTube membership page. You guys can now join the Excellent Sound YouTube page as a member and get tons of awesome perks, like exclusive content for your eyes only, as well as access into our guest project files, extra sounds, extra footage, and get your questions answered directly from the pros. You'll also get some extra perks like badges, emotes, and priority comments and chat. But that's not it, and we've saved the best for last. We are gonna match your membership price with a monthly coupon to the Excellent Sound store, which makes your membership essentially free. You can use this coupon for serum presets, samples, project files, and even lessons. Becoming a YouTube member really helps out our channel and allows us to bring in more awesome content from our guests and from us. We have a few different price point tiers, and each one is better than the next. So click the link in the description and join our membership now, and let's build this community to be something bigger than we've ever dreamed of. Like maybe like getting Skrillex. I don't know, we'll try to get Skrillex. We get bigger. I feel like he might come on. That might help. Let's try to get Skrillex.
So do you focus on the idea first when you're producing EDM? Like in this case, it was the bass line, and then you went to the next part.
Yeah.
When you're producing EDM, do you just go for the big idea first, or do you start with like a loop and then kind of go to the melody later?
Yeah.
Or does it all, you know?
Yeah, so I'm generally a melody first guy. So I'll try to pull up an instrument I find inspiring, write a melody with it. Sometimes it's piano, but sometimes it's synth, whatever. And other times it's a cappella first. So I'll get, you know, I'm lucky enough I'm at a point now where people send me like acapellas or rough song ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm essentially remixing them. That's pretty common these days, you know, like Wild Card was another one where they sent over piano with the vocal, and I essentially a remix, and the remix was the original. So there's that too, which is nice because you have this driver that you're producing around. But in EDM, you've got to show off a lot more than, say, pop music, where you're really just supporting the vocal. You
Totally.
know? That line is getting blurred a little bit, though, because, you know, we were talking about John Summit, and his tracks are really all about the vocal, and he is kind of just supporting the vocal. There are nice touches he does in there that it would not be the song it is without those, but he's really making you a vocal record, and
For
it's
sure.
just
That's
the
a good
genre is-
point.
yeah.
Like Tech House, like in the John Summit sort of, you know, vibe is more about the vibe, and it's not overly produced, but it is because it's still like EDM, but it's like, I don't know, it is kind of like a very pop form of electronic music production.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a talented guy. He did like Eat the Bass also, which is really production heavy. But on his vocal records, I think he was very smart to not overcook it.
Yeah.
You know. But here, this is bringing me back to nostalgia a little bit. We got Scream Distortion, which was my fucking go-to, and I believe that's our 808 right there. I can't believe I even know how to navigate Reason still. It's been a long
That's
time.
so cool.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, so this is it.
So simple. Great melody line though too.
For sure.
And it's got, I gotta say, Reason has one thing that Ableton doesn't have in its sampler. You cannot get a portamento bend on notes that aren't connected in the sampler.
Yeah.
So annoying.
That's true.
Yeah.
So annoying.
You
Yeah.
have to connect them.
Yeah. And I've seen Dioro, what he'll do is every time he starts a new note, he'll do a little sliver of the previous
tiny
note
bit.
right at the beginning of it. That's how it gets a bend.
I guess you
Yeah.
could just put it down to audio, but then that's like a whole manual thing,
Yeah.
you know? But
Pitch
then
it in
I
audio.
mean, you're creating the portamento by doing like pitch bends and stuff like that. I
Oh,
wonder
yeah,
too
yeah, right.
if Reason was. I really wish. I always hate this like FL and Reason, because there's always like different stuff in different DAWs that you want to be able to use. Like Ableton, like people want to be able to use OTT, and they have like a version of it. But how sick would it be if we can use that? Because I've always really wanted to use that Scream filter again in
Yeah.
Ableton because it's such a great
You
sound.
can, dude.
Yeah, you
Reason
can
Wait,
is
I
a
can get the Scream
plug-in.
filter?
You can
Yes.
Oh, you're right, but that's rewire though. I have to run it the whole
No,
fucking
no,
dude.
it is a VST.
Okay, well there we go. I
They
didn't know
released
that.
everything, right?
Yeah, they released
Just recently?
everything as a VST.
Yeah, it was like within the last year, I think,
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, that 808 is nothing without that
It's
distortion.
so good.
And that Hoyt,
Yeah. Hi.
yeah, that's just all vengeance, baby.